You know, it's interesting because like you have like you said, you give back a lot, but you also shine a light on Skid Row and just kind of the homeless population in general in LA.
Yeah.
And I feel like during the pandemic, I guess homelessness obviously was on a rise, but it also kind of became like the national narrative about LA's going to shit because the homeless, there's people sleeping everywhere. It's like, you know,
the city can fix this.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you kind of your take on that because you're probably.
So just like death, right? Death is $1 trillion business. Death. So is fitness.
Mm-hmm.
So is homelessness. If there was no homelessness, then there wouldn't be these foundations to help homelessness, which are
where everyone's got salaries,
where everyone's got these overfluff salaries, right. And it's like a business, you know, you got to feed this and the tax write-offs and all this shit, you know, so they kind of need it to exist. And mind you, there are some people that living on Skid Row who want to live on Skid Row. Like, you know, not everyone wants to live in a house. There's a story of this woman who we got housing for, moved into her house and then set up her tent in her living room, threw away all the furniture in the house and set up her tent in the middle of her living room.
Jesus. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
Dedicated.
It's dedicated. But so my goal isn't to necessarily eradicate Skid Row for everyone, because I feel like there are people who simply want to be liberated from society, who don't want any fiduciary responsibility. Right. But the people who do want to get out of it, like I've been doing imagination time on Skid Row, going up to certain people and getting them to see what they imagine. Mm-hmm. And 10 out of 10 of them are just imagining a nice place to sleep. They're like, man, I just want to live in a living room with a nice couch and this and some pajamas. They just want somewhere to sleep and an opportunity. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of square footage in factories downtown that are vacant that I'm going to buy. I'm going to turn it into housing. I'm also going to branch it off into my Skid Row manufacturing. There should be Skid Row trash cleanup. We're going to start a community garden. There's, you know, Skid Row potato chips, because you can grow potatoes up. And I have this whole plan of, you know, getting a potato factory and then making Skid Row potato chips. And like, I'm just figuring it out.
Did you notice Skid Row becoming a more or downtown just in general becoming a more wild place the last 2 years?
Yeah.
I know it always was wild in pockets, but it felt like
it's getting crazy, man. It's feeling like Gotham City right now.
Every time I go downtown, it's like I'm like, every time I go, it's like, damn, this shit's getting crazier. And then I'll go 2 months later, it's like, fuck, or I'll go a week later. It's
but the crazy thing is on Skid Row, it's not crazy, man. I feel safer on Skid Row than on Melrose now.
Well, Melrose, Melrose it's hot for sure.
Melrose didn't used to be like that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know, but like Skid Row is really a community of fucking people. Like it's really like grandmamas, uncles, cousins. It's a community. Yeah, there's some junkies. Yeah, there's some this, but it's really good people, man.